2020 continues. Here's John Sotssel.
Don't you hate those high deductibles on your health insurance? You have to pay thousands of dollars before your insurance company starts paying the bills. But what if I told you that having a high deductible is a good thing? 5 years ago, the grocery chain Whole Foods switched to a different kind of health insurance, a policy that puts patients more in control.
Because it's like, at last, I can go to that acupuncturist. At last, I can spend the money the way I want to spend it.
That means employees like Braden Weirs must pay about $1,000 themselves before their insurance kicks in. If Braden gets cancer or heart disease, his insurance covers it. But if he has a sore throat or a sprained ankle, he pays. To help workers pay, Whole Foods puts money into an account for them. Braden got $1,500 this year. If he doesn't spend it on medical care this year, he keeps it, and the company adds more next year.
And I have plenty of money left over so I can go get my new prescription glasses at the end of the year.
HSA puts you in control.
Most companies call these accounts HSAs, health savings accounts, or health reimbursement accounts. So you try this new system, and what happened?
Our cost went way down.
How y'all doing today?
But some employees were mad. They said, "We want our full coverage back."
When you go from a system where people are very dependent and now you're telling them, hey, you have to take more responsibility for your own health. That was frightening to them because they were going to have to be responsible for themselves. And they weren't going to be taken care of any longer.
So you had a vote.
The result was 77% of the team members voted for the health plan that we have today.
Our CEO, John Mackey.
Today, some workers have $8,000 in their health accounts.
And then that's their money. It builds up over time. And so that's great because the money is compounding for them.
I can save up my money and afford to have a child later on.
He controls the money. And as the money builds up, it can cover all sorts of future out-of-pocket expenses. And it changed behavior.
They start asking how much things cost. They may not want to go to the emergency room if they wake up with a hangnail in the middle of the night. They may schedule an appointment now.
They didn't ask what things cost before.
Why should they? Somebody else is paying for it.
Thank you so much.
When she went to the doctor, marketing director Marianne Buttrose never used to ask.
Well, how much will this cost? Because it didn't matter. And I'll get someone to help. And now it matters to me because it's my money. It's my money.
Since it's her money, some people worried that health savings accounts will discourage people from getting care they need.
You don't get preventive care. You don't go to the doctor when you've got something you think might be wrong.
Maybe they economize by not getting health care that they need.
The premise in those kind of questions, John, are that people are stupid. They're not smart enough to make these decisions for themselves. It's sort of an elitist attitude. The individual is the best judge of what's right for the individual.
And most individuals are making smart choices.
People who have these high deductible health insurance policy take a lot better care of themselves. They'd have more yearly physicals because they're saying if I keep myself healthy, in the long run, I'm going to be spending less money.
Sherilyn Schmidt used her account when she wanted to get a physical. Since it was her money, she shopped around. She found prices varied by hundreds of dollars.
If I had regular insurance, I would have never called around and asked for prices. I would have just walked in, showed my card, said, I need a physical, and they would have given me a physical. And I don't even really know what they would have given me because I would walk in and say, I need a physical, and they would say, okay, well, this is what a physical entails, done.
And the fact that she was paying changed the way she thought about that physical.
I started thinking, well, what am I getting for this price? For $1,200, what am I getting?
I hear some doctors are saying, gee, nobody's ever asked me that before.
Yeah, and they don't often know. I mean, that shows you how dysfunctional our healthcare system is, that people don't have the vaguest idea how much they're spending on healthcare, close to the closest $10,000 or $20,000 often when they go to the hospital. And the sellers don't have any idea what it cost.
We know what HEB is selling broccoli for right now, so we have to reflect our prices to the competition. But in healthcare, no one's trying to think, yeah, I'm going to cut 5% below that price so I can increase my business.
Some say healthcare is different. It's too complex. We can't decide that.
Gosh, should we allow people to make decisions about whether they have children or not? I mean, that's a pretty important responsibility, having children.
But I don't know anything about cancer treatments, which ones I should have.
I don't know anything about cars. But if I go buy a Toyota or an Audi or a Lexus, I know I'm going to get a pretty good automobile because competition ensures that it'll be that way.
Which is why Americans buy Toyotas instead of Trabants. Of course, cars and cancer are different, but where there is competition, information resources like consumer reports and websites spring up to help consumers make decisions. As a sliver of competition has entered healthcare, similar resources are appearing rating doctors and hospitals.
My favorite is this Espresso Sierra.
John Mackey says this competition will improve healthcare, except so far, not enough people shop for it.
The doctor doesn't feel compelled to compete on price. The doctor doesn't worry that he's going to lose that business to a competitor down the street. So there really isn't any price competition going on.
That's why he says despite their big initial savings, Whole Foods healthcare costs are creeping up again.
But if everybody was out there asking doctors what things cost, if doctors were advertising their prices, we'd begin to see prices dropping.